Everybody, it's Christine up today for Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. We're doing an Insta Hop this week with Whimsy Stamps, so be sure to head to Instagram and check out all the details on that. There's some really fun giveaways. You can get started at my account, which is at Scrapping with Christine. So just like this channel here. So I am starting things off with creative photo corners. As you well know, I love to use these in creative ways. So I'm going to use these to just create a simple border all the way around the outside of my cardstock. And I have chosen this bright red patterned cardstock. It's patterned paper, sorry, but it's cardstock. You know what I mean. Anyways, this is from the Flavors of the Month kit from the ScrapRoom. This is a Photo Play paper kit, and so everything you see will be from Photo Play, as well as from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L and Whimsy Stamps. So I am going to create a corner, a border all the way around using these corners. And really just looking to create kind of a different look than the standard matting of your 12 by 12 layout. So the second thing I'm going to do is just add a small strip using the Easy Runner with the micro refill in it. And I'm going to add just a 1/4 inch wide border around the outside of those, basically covering up the part that doesn't have the triangular top. And that ended up creating a really interesting looking border for this. Now this is a really bright collection. If you're picking up on it already, it is definitely a boy theme. It's got all these little boy adventure dinosaurs, all those kinds of things that go into a pretty typical boy collection, especially the colors all are pretty much what you'd expect, those bright primary colors. And of course, you know, using a red background definitely ups the brightness level. So adding those corners on using the micro runner, and I used that because it's so thin. So I knew it would hold the borders on well, but it wouldn't be too thick. I'm also mitering the edges just to kind of try and make those diagonal stripes go together a little bit more and not look too off kilter. So adding those on. Now Whimsy Stamps does have a combination of both stamps and dies. I am not much of a stamper these days, so you will be seeing me use some of their alphabet dies here shortly. Now, with the combination of the Flavors of the Month kit from the ScrapRoom and the embellishment kit, I do have some frames to use. And so although I have already matted my pictures on some yellow patterned paper and the bigger one on green as well, I'm going to use these frames both in stickers and ephemera form to add a little off-angle frame for each picture. And I really like the whimsy that this adds, as also chops up some of the straight harsh lines that I had going at this point with the border that I added. So using different Easy Runner Grand to add those on to the layout. Now you can see I'm not like being super precise or measuring a whole bunch where my pictures land, because I want it to be sort of off, but not crazy off, but just enough off. And that's just one of those things that you have to eyeball and see what's satisfying for you. Now, this sticker that I'm pulling off right now, I am not loving the chunkiness of it, particularly that it's that light blue and it feels very thick for the colors that I chose to use primarily in this layout. So what I actually did is I am using this little tiny thin piece that has both that light blue and black on it, and it's not really meant to be a frame. It just separates two frames in the ephemera, but I'm using it anyway because I like the way it looks better. So that's what you call making good use of the products that you have on hand. And I definitely could have made something else, but when the scraps work, the scraps work. So we roll with it. I picked out this bold alphabet die from Whimsy Stamps, and I decided to go ahead and not cut the letters apart because it's hard to keep track of, quite honestly. And I thought, you know, if I use enough of the letters, I can just stick the extras into a pile and I'll have extra letters to use for something else, kind of like letter stickers. And, you know, no big deal if I end up throwing some of it away. It's not like these are huge. The sheet itself, it's bigger than 4x6. I didn't measure it exactly, but it's bigger, maybe 5x7, I don't know, or 5x6. But I'm going to cut out some letters out of that yellow patterned paper again and use those to go ahead and add to a sticker to make my title. So I'm going to use one sticker word and then 2 words using the die cuts. Now, again, I am messing with those frames, moving things around, trying to figure out where exactly I want everything to land. I really struggled with the picture placement on this one. So you are definitely seeing, like, this is probably take 15 of me moving things around, and eventually I'll land in a spot that I'm happy with. But I struggled for sure with this one. So now you can see I've secured them because I'm going to start adding my title. So I added B, and I'm going to add the sticker Adventurous. And definitely want to point out that I added B using these adhesive sheets from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. So what I did is I attached the adhesive sheet to my patterned paper, then ran it through the die cut machine. And what that did is it made it into a sticker. So the adhesive sheets have adhesive on both sides, and they work fabulously for running things like this to make them into stickers, or die cuts, like super intricate die cuts that you run through your metal die cut machine. They work really great for that. Super fun product, and definitely speeds things up as far as the adhesive part goes. Bring in a little more black. I'm going to go ahead and outline my yellow letters as I add them on, and hopefully not mess up too much so I don't have to fix too much. The nice thing is with these letters is if I outline them and I do mess it up, it's no big deal because I can just cut another one out. Not like a sticker where if you mess up a sticker, you know, you're kind of stuck figuring out how to fix it. So that is a definite advantage to having letter dies, and I don't have a lot of letter dies, so that was part of why I was excited to try these ones out. They're really good size, and I like how bold the font is, which, you know, it's called bold alphabets, so that makes sense. But I didn't even intentionally say that. That's what's funny. But I definitely like the font. Especially, I think it really complements the bold colors of this layout. Now, while I used the adhesive sheets to attach B, I couldn't use them for Adventurous. The way the die was set up and the side of the patterned paper I wanted to use, I couldn't figure out how to flip it and get the adhesive on the back side all in one step. And maybe there's a way, I just didn't, my brain was not figuring it out at that point in time. So I opted to just cut them out without an adhesive sheet attached. And then I am using the Easy Runner Grand with the Dots Permanent refill. And so that is just little dots. So they catch all of your part that you want adhesive on. Instead of like the tape where it might overlap, the dots just stick. So that makes it really easy also. And both are good ways to add die cuts. Really, I go back and forth between the two. I'm glad I have options to use both of the different ways. Now I'm going to go ahead and start embellishing, and I'm just going to use a variety of cute stickers here, figuring out which dinosaurs really and which animals and critters I want to use where, and whether or not I want to pop them up with some 3D foam squares or leave them flat. I love all the cute little critters that are in this. They're pretty unique, and so that makes for a really fun, light-hearted layout. And I think that's my favorite thing about this layout, is it just feels light-hearted and fun, like the little boys are having in the pictures. So it's perfect. I'm gonna also bring in some just little stars and little embellishments here there to build out my visual triangle. And I'll, of course, add Nuvo drops because that's what I do. I think I pretty much killed off the end of the bottle of my yellow Nuvo drops. So I definitely need to order some more of those because they are fully gone. But you can see it's come together to be pretty fun. I love the way the big title turned out. and how the yellow complements the outlining of the black and white title. So there you have it. Fun, simple, lighthearted, lots of different little details included on this one. Hopefully they make more sense having seen the video. And again, be sure to head over to Instagram. Check out the hop. You can get started at Scrapping with Christine, and there are giveaways that are awesome and lots of talented artists to check out. So thank you so much for being here today. Please hit subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber here, and we will see you again next time.